Yeah, it's where the issue is. Maanzo, are these truly empowerment drives or just a ploy to buy political loyalty?
Certainly supply to buy political loyalty. There's something President Kibaki did when he was a member of parliament and which brought change to the country and which added value. Every weekend and every time President Kibaki was in the constituency, he was fundraising for somebody to go for masters abroad or somebody to go to school. And that really changed, the future of his region, because a lot of people bettered their lives. What is happening with this fundraiser? This team of members of parliament, first of all, move in very expensive helicopters. They are very expensive to hire. In fact, the traveling logistics alone is more than what they are going to fundraise. Then the source of the money is not stated, because all government money is budgeted and should suit a certain area. And the members of parliament who accompany those who are going to fundraise, they are in they're also given the money by the government to go and produce, get it settled there. And then when you fundraise for the so-called groups, which are scattered, you see the whole concept of group is best defined by a cooperative. So the Minister of Cooperative is the one which organizes people, and from whatever they are doing, like there are very good Juakali artisan cooperatives in Kisumu, which have fundraised a lot of money over the years. So for every Juakali artisan, every day, you make 50, you save 10. And then you build a saving culture, and they've got a lot of money. Now, those organized groups are the ones allegedly be supported. But eventually, after they raise this money, the local member of parliament or the agent of government in that region comes back, the money is distributed to people, even people who are not in groups, and then somebody ends up with 64 shillings. Even the whole day, you will have made better money from morning to evening than going to wait for a handout of 64. And the best way to make people poor is to give them free things. So that concept should be hosted at the Ministry of Cooperative and should help, set up cooperatives from the village and people to develop a saving culture and working together to grow money. But the handout thing is really political. You can see the statements made there, the lies peddled, led by my very good friend, the Deputy President. But then when you look at the recent reports in his own county, and the constituencies there, and the CDF works miracles. I've been a member of Parliament, National Assembly, and I know. And then you have schools, which can be blown by wind or can fall on children during the rainy season. The first thing I think the Deputy President should do is to lead all of us to his constituency to fundraise and make sure we build all those schools. The first thing I did when I was elected as a member of National Assembly, I made sure every school in Makueni, which had, was made by stick and, soil, like the ones we saw in the Raka, were all moved. I did build schools from class 1 to class 8 and made sure there were decent schools. Because if you give education to children, and if you educate people, and if you make education cheap, or if they are fundraising to take children to school like President Kibaki, then they'll be helping. But if we have that sort of child going to a school with so much dust, barefoot, although we all went to school barefoot, it should not be for eternity. Those who did so should make sure the current education system uplifts and inspires the young ones. But what are you likely to get out of Tharaka? And then when the local member of parliament is asked, he says, that is the part of Tharaka which is near Ukambani. It's the wrong thing. In fact, there is a whole ward of Tharaka in Kitui. So it should not be, it is a responsibility of the local member of parliament with 150 million or so every year should have cleared those classrooms and prepared the people. So the best thing you can give people is not handouts.
Okay.
Make education cheap, make it free as it should be, build classrooms, inspire children so that we have a better future. But this handout business is short-lived, is a lie. is living a lie for the government officials running around with it, and it has not helped those groups. If you want to do it better, there is a women, there's a women empowerment fund.
Yeah.
Make sure that allocation is given good money and is well managed. There is a youth fund. Make sure it is available for startups, and then invest through the means of cooperatives to all these groups to convert them into cooperatives.
Okay.
And they will help the country. But the sort of business they are doing now, I am sorry, it has not worked.
Yeah.
And people, despite being given handouts, they have still insisted for this government, it is one term.
Okay.